Are dreams a different dimension of existence? Some believe that dreams are a figment of imaginations. Others, they attach meaning to the dreams. Some people get inspired by their dreams and they write parables and stories. But what dreams are? How do they appear? How do they disappear in our own consciousness? The answer for this is coming up right now. I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep. I saw a beautiful hillock divided by a river, snow-covered mountains, clouds, rain, people, places, and things. The scenes disappeared. And soon I saw myself walking on a mountain road. A car came to a screeching halt and I jumped, totally terrified. I woke up, my heart pounding, sweat on my forehead. It took me time to get my bearings. Awake, I realized that it was a dream, an illusion of my mind. But I wondered, if it was an illusion, it had felt so real that both my body and mind were affected. I was unable to sleep after that. I kept thinking, from where did this dream come? Where did this dream dissolve? When we are awake, how do we know that I am conscious? I'm conscious because I become aware of the objects of perception around me. In the same way, in the dream, the same thing happened. But let's ask a couple of questions as far as the dream is concerned. Were you awake or asleep? The answer is, I was asleep. If I was asleep, then who is that person who saw the dream? You will say, I saw the dream. Okay. Did you have 5 senses of perception? The answer is no. Were the objects real, solid, measurable? Answer is again no. But yet, you saw the dream. How did it happen? How did everything sprung up from your own consciousness? So let's take a small diversion and again come back to the waking state of consciousness. In the waking state of consciousness, now you are alive and well. Close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you can start imagining the same dream. The hillock, the people, places, things. And you say, yeah, I can visualize everything. Now the next question. When you were seeing, were the objects real? The answer is no. It was my imagination. Were you using 5 senses of perception? The answer is again no. The same thing had happened in the dream. So to understand what the dream is, we have a joker in the pack. And that joker is the person who saw the dream. I am conscious. Whose dream it was? My dream. Was my dream being shared by someone? The answer is no. It's my dream. So when it was your dream, you say you were conscious. Everything in your dream and in your imagination is an outcropping of the consciousness. The consciousness creates people, places, and things. Like I had already said, when you are awake, close your eyes, begin to imagine, and you can imagine. But there is a very big difference between the imagination and the dream. And that is, when you are imagining, you can stop wherever you want. However, in the dream state, you cannot stop a dream. The dream comes on its own and disappears on its own. That means the seer has got no control. I do not have a control. We say that everything is an outcropping of our consciousness. I have a nagging doubt when I was walking on the winding road on the mountain, a car came to a screeching halt. The person who had been driving that car had his own consciousness. He consciously braked to save me, otherwise I would have been dead in my dream. So let's come back again to the waking state of consciousness and start looking at what happens. I have two hands. My left hand, it touches an object which is cold. My right hand touches an object which is hot. Both the signals are coming, but I have a common mind. The experience, though, is being transmitted to me through the two hands differently, but I have a single consciousness. We have 5 senses of perception. Each sense of perception gives a different experience. Do we mean to say we have 5 consciousnesses? No. The consciousness is common. That consciousness is a common consciousness of the self, I. In exactly the same way, the outcropping of the consciousness in the dream, when that person stopped, is explained that it was all your own consciousness. We conclude that dream objects are created by our own consciousness for our consciousness. Dreams appear and dissolve in the single me, I. The only person who is affected by the dream is I or me. Dream experience tells us a deeper story, an understanding that every object of the dream was one, our own playful consciousness. It stimulates our intelligence of the waking state of consciousness, and we begin to wonder if the world that we perceive as real is real after all, or is it a grand dream of some other higher entity in the different dimension? We have started a course in Mind to Mindfulness, where we discuss the relationship of waking state of mind with dream and sleep states of consciousness. How does the deep sleep and dream state of consciousness affect our waking state? The link is given in the description box below.